What up? It's your boy Wall Street, and I'm back to talk about my favorite team, my dearly beloved Washington Wizards. Because our season is over, and while it was a struggle to watch most of those games, I'm very happy I did. Because through all of the heartache and dismay that I saw from not just a 16-game losing streak that lasted all of November, we then won and then quickly went on another 15-game losing streak just a few weeks later. So this was just a horrible season in terms of record. But the reason why I'm not so upset about it is that we finally have a direction. We finally have a purpose. And I couldn't be happier, honestly. I think this season turned out exactly how I wanted it to be completely honest. I knew this draft class coming up was going to be strong. It was going to be very important for us to get a top 5 pick, which we're the second worst team in the league record-wise, so we're guaranteed a top 6 pick. I would really hope for that pick to be in the top 3. I would love to get Cooper Flagg because not only is he the best player in the draft, he also would just bring a lot of attention to DC, and we really haven't had any attention on us. Even when we had John Wall, we would get a couple of national TV games here and there, but we haven't really gotten attention ever. And I just want to see my Wizards on national TV a couple times a year. I think we had one national TV game this year, and that was when we went back to Golden State, because Jordan Poole was in Golden State, visiting his old team. But we need more than that. We need people watching the Wizards because they want to see good players play. And Cooper Flagg obviously will draw that attention. But even if we don't get Cooper Flagg, whoever we add in the draft is going to join an elite group of young players. Alex Sarr, Keyshawn George, A.J. Johnson, Bub Carrington, Jordan Poole. We have so many really good young players. Tristan Vucevic, Justin Champagnie. There's so many good young talents on this team. And I'm just super impressed with what Will Dawkins and Michael Winger have done. Honestly, this has been such a turnaround from where we were with Bradley Beal. And obviously our record is worse. But with Bradley Beal, it was we were just going to be mediocre every single year. We were going to get the 8th or 9th pick, and that was going to be that. And it was just the team wasn't going anywhere. We were just the same bad team over and over again. And now we're finally doing things. And I like the moves we made at the trade deadline. We got rid of Kyle Kuzma. I was a big fan of Kuzma, but it seemed like he didn't really want to be there this season. So we got rid of Kyle Kuzma. We got A.J. Johnson, which was big. A 2024, first round pick that he was. Obviously that's exactly what we were looking for. And the fact that we were able to get that for Kyle Kuzma, in addition to also bringing back Chris Middleton, that was an awesome trade. Awesome trade. I'm also a big fan of bringing back Marcus Smart from Memphis. We got rid of Marvin Bagley and Johnny Davis. And, I really tried to be supportive of Johnny Davis, but that dude was not getting any better on this team. And I hope he finds a way to stick around in the league. But, dude, that pick that we used on Johnny Davis, that makes me upset because I'm just we could have picked, I don't know, you could have picked anyone else and we probably would have gotten more value out of it. And not to knock Johnny Davis. He had a great, season his sophomore year in college, and he earned himself that draft pick, but he has not panned out in the NBA. So I'm hoping he pans out, in the next couple of years for whatever team he's on at that point. But, man, I was kind of glad to see him get off the roster. Not going to lie to you. So in that trade, though, we also got a first-round pick back from Memphis. It's protected 1 through 14. So as long as Memphis makes the playoffs, we'll be good. We're going to get that pick. And Memphis kind of finished at the tail end of the Western Conference. So that pick could be in the, 18 to 20 range, which is a solid first round pick. You might get a dude that slipped out of the lottery at that pick. So very, very good trade, in my opinion. And, we have swap rights on Phoenix's pick in 2026. We have the team is set up for success. We have swap rights on Phoenix's pick, I think, in 2030. We also have not Phoenix's swap rights. We have Milwaukee or Portland swap rights. But I think it's the least favorable, and that's in 2028. But that's in addition to our pick, I believe. So we're set up well right now, and I think Alex Sarr has performed way better than I even thought he was going to perform. I thought he was not going to average double-digit points. I thought he was just going to be a defender. But the improvement that he showed over the course of the season was insane. Like he was taking the ball up the court sometimes. He was getting blocks. He was shooting threes. He was just doing a lot, right? And he had a couple games of 30 plus. He needs to get better at rebounding. He needs to get a little bit better at just like having that dog in him, like just going after every single loose ball, contesting every single shot. Like he's just got to play like an animal out there. And I haven't seen a lot of that yet. He does turn it on at times, but it's not super frequent, and it's got to get more frequent. That just has to be the case for him, right? And that's how, if he continues to do that, he's going to be an all-star, no doubt in my mind. But he's got to just get that drive going and just be, play with a, unextinguishable motor. Like he's just got to go after everything, and start playing in the paint more. Stop selling for jump shots all the time. He can shoot the three, but like, go in the paint and dunk on a dude's head. Like just do it, right? He's got to put on a little bit of weight, but if he puts on a little bit of weight and he can do all those things, like I'm telling you, he's going to be scary. He's going to be a scary dude to play against. He might be the best player to come out of the draft class if that happens. So, but speaking of players that came out of the draft class, I also think AJ Johnson has great potential. Dude is very quick. Him and Rob Dillingham really strike me as the fastest players to come out of this draft class. Bub Carrington is a stud, a jack of all trades. Dude can really do anything. He said it when he got drafted. Is like he's willing to do whatever it takes. If he needs to go out there and get 20 points, he'll do it. If he needs to go out there and get 20 assists, he'll do it. If he needs to go out there and get 20 rebounds, he'll do it. Catch my drift. So he's about business. He hit a big game-winning shot over the Miami Heat to end our season. That was a big, just awesome moment. I was just super excited to see that. Despite Jaime Jaquez putting up 41 for the Heat, Bub just drained 3, won the game. It was awesome. So I hope they ride that momentum going into next season. And that's not even to mention Keyshawn George. Keyshawn George honestly has the potential to be better than both of those guys that I just named, or all three of them. Like Keyshawn George is he plays with that grit. He turns it on when the lights are shining bright on him. And man, he can do a lot of things. He's a really good defender. He's got great defensive potential, just the way he's built, long arms. He's like 6'7" or 6'8". And he can also, he moves super quick. And he can play point guard, honestly. So he's got an insane amount of potential. It just depends on, are all these things going to pan out? And I think the thing I really liked about this season was the fact that they gave all these guys time to run. Like they all got out there and they played, right? Like it didn't matter that Marcus Smart and Chris Middleton are more experienced. Chris Middleton being a champion, Jordan Poole being an NBA champion. Like these dudes are still getting minutes, right? Like these rookies are getting time, and the guys around them understand that and understand that's why they need to get time, because this is the best thing for the team right now. So I'm really excited to see what happens next season. Obviously, whoever we pick in the draft, I think is going to fit right in. They're going to get tons of playing time. The big question is, if you draft a guard, right? Like, let's say we take Dylan Harper. What do you do with Jordan Poole, right? Because you want to keep developing Bub Carrington. You're not just going to, relegate him to the bench. So are you going to play Bub Carrington, Dylan Harper, and bring Jordan Poole off the bench? I don't know if Jordan Poole is going to fly with that, right? He might, but I don't know if that's the case. So if that's what happens, do you trade Jordan Poole? Do you try to trade some of these other veterans on the team? I don't think you have to trade Chris Middleton. I don't think you have to trade Marcus Smart. I think Marcus Smart is cool with coming off the bench. I really hope Marcus Smart stays on the team. I think he's the type of player that can instill this like go after every loose ball mentality. Play as hard as you possibly can. Play like it's your last time stepping foot on a basketball court. He can instill that type of culture in these guys. So I really hope Marcus Smart stays on this team for the long run. And besides that, man, I mean, the future is bright. A couple of first-round picks in the upcoming draft in June. This is going to be a scary team in a couple of years. Like, I really do think in a couple years' time, maybe 2-3 years' time, like, we're going to be in a position kind of like the Detroit Pistons, where it was like, you're going to get guys to come and sign to this team. Detroit got Malik Beasley and, Tobias Harris to come, and now they're the 6th seed in the Eastern Conference, a year removed from being the worst team in the league. So the Wizards are coming up, man. So if you're a Wizards fan like me, I hope you're excited about the future. I hope you're ready to experience, more ups and downs. Obviously, there's going to be flashes of guys being really good in certain games, but we're probably not going to make the playoffs next year. And I think that's fine. I think we need to get a really good player this year in the draft. We need to get a really good player next year in the draft. And in the 26-27 season, man, I'm telling you, that we might be a playoff team that's, making some noise at that point. You know what I mean? It might happen sooner. Who knows? The league is so unpredictable nowadays. You never know what's going to happen. So that's all I got, man. I'm super excited to be a Wizards fan. This is the team I love. I follow this team like no other team in sports, and I'm super excited for the future holds. So if you're a Wizards fan, leave some comments. Let me know what it is, and we'll link, we'll build, we'll talk, we'll do all that. So I'm going to catch you guys later, man. Stay safe, stay up, stay humble, handle business, stand on business. Peace out.